Welcome back to Nordic Arms and History. Today we're going to be talking about the helmet that I have on my head here. This is a former Norwegian M35 helmet that has seen quite the life. Let's take a look. Here we have the helmet up close. Now before we get into the really unique history of this helmet, let's take a look at its general features. As you can see, it is a very simple design. You can see it has two rivets on each side and then one in the back. As you can see, two there and then one in the back. It also has a rib on the top here. And when we turn onto the inside here, you will see the two chin straps, as you can see here, and also the three leather pads that make up the helmet padding. It is attached to the helmet with this metal liner, which is then of course bolted or riveted to the outside of the helmet. For the case of this video, I've removed this leather rope or leather string that has been put in on each of these, and that is to adjust the helmet's tightness and looseness. As you can see, it'll flap like that, and you can just tie it in a rope, and that is so that we can take a look at the inner padding. As you can see here, it's just a regular fabric pillow with whatever they could fill in at the time. These are sealed, however some are open and you can see on the inside. And the fabric also, the texture is not the same on each one. It varies a lot by model to model. And in fact, these are attached to the liner just by string. As you can see right there, it's just sewed onto the helmet liner. Very interesting. Also, you can see in the back here, which is the final thing you will see, you'll see it if we get the lighting correct. Right there, you'll see a little 1 or an I, or it would be a Roman 1. Now, this helmet came in 3 sizes, being 1, 2, and 3, and these helmets were produced at the Raufoss ammunition factory. And around about 9,000 of these were produced in the M31 configuration. And in 19th of February 1935, they decided to put on a metal badge, a lion badge, on these helmets. Now, there were 2 reasons for that. One of them being, in fact, the helmets very often put on the helmet the wrong way. And that would make sense, as when I've tried to put this on, it is actually quite uncomfortable to put it on with the pad on the front. It's actually more comfortable to put it the wrong way around. And the emblem would help the soldiers make sure that they don't put the helmet on the wrong way. Another thing would be to instill national pride in the Norwegian soldiers. You got to remember that this is not, Norway's still a relatively new country. They broke off from Sweden in 1905 and finally gained independence. So they've only been independent for around about 30 years, and they wanted it. Norway was still very instilled on giving the Norwegian soldiers national pride at the time. In fact, the whole country was still in a patriotic fervor, in fact. And this emblem would help that. And of course, these were all soldered on and retroactively and refit onto the M31 helmets to turn into what you see here today. Now, this helmet in particular, as you can see, does not have an emblem. And that is because, well, Norway capitulated during the war, and the Nasjonal Samling, or the fascists in Norway, needed a helmet to use. So what they decided was to take the Norwegian helmets that were surrendered, pluck off the emblem, and then repaint them for their purposes. Now, there are many different versions of this helmet. However, the color mainly stays the same, and it's this dark green color, as you can see on this helmet. We will be getting to the other layer of paint here in a moment. And as you can see, you have a lot of different versions of this helmet. I've seen some used for Førergarden, which is the Quisling's personal guard. I've seen them also in just regular Nasjonal Samling police troops or police. They have a special emblem as well, as you can see here. And we've also seen them without any emblem, which is quite common as well. Now, this helmet, I have not wanted to do anything to reveal if there's a decal here, because I think that would destroy it entirely, in my opinion. And I've seen many people try and bring that out by removing the top layer of paint. I am going to not do that because I don't want to destroy this helmet. Now, getting onto the final layer of paint, in fact, the Norwegian troops during the liberation needed helmets as well. So what they decided to do was to paint over the Nasjonal Samling helmets. And this is what you see here today. This is in fact a helmet that has seen 3 different lives. The lives of the pre-war army, with national pride and fervor for that. And then you have the Nasjonal Samling, which is the fascist side of this story, where it was used by many different groups of fascists during the war and occupation. And then you have this, which is the final layer, being the police layer, and also being used quite extensively. However, it was replaced relatively quick as other helmets due to the Marshall Pact came in quite quickly. They also had British helmets at the time as well. Alright everyone, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, leave them down below. I'm more than happy to answer any of them. Also, if you feel like this helmet was interesting or you like the story about it, consider leaving it a like. It really helps the algorithm recommend it to more people. And if you want to learn more about Nordic arms and history, consider subscribing. Until the next one, take care. Bye-bye.